BlackRock spot ETFs bought 2,460 Bitcoin and 95,960 Ethereum on February 4th. So they are picking up the bloodbath while there is so much fear across the board. And, we're seeing, a very similar pattern playing out. Remember, there's a famous saying, be greedy while others are fearful, be fearful while others are greedy. People focus on short-term analysis. The comments that come in, they're always focused on short-term. No one really tends to focus on, the long term, what the long-term horizon really looks like for, digital assets. Again, that's where your due diligence research comes into play. But you could really see the likes of these massive asset managers, picking up the bloodbath. And I do believe once you do see other ETFs getting approved as well, you are going to see a similar situation really playing out. But moving forward, look at this. Around $340.7 million in Bitcoin ETF inflows and about $307.8 million in Ethereum inflows, which again is quite interesting to see. But welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP community. I appreciate you guys as always. If you are enjoying these updates, hit that bell icon down below so you're notified every time I make an update. But looking across the board, we're seeing quite a bit of green over the markets, and I'm sure if you watch some of my other updates that have went live before this XRP update, you guys are kind of up to date what's happening. If not, we're going to discuss that, of course. So the market is turning into green over the last few hours, to be specific, going into Wednesday morning. XRP still down about 0.8% right now. You are seeing meme coins gaining traction again, but my Pepe update is going to go live after the XRP update. But yeah, that's something that is worthwhile noting. XRP's price is currently sitting at $2.50, down 1.4% in USD, down 1% in Bitcoin comparative, market cap at 144 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume is at about $10 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrency. So look at this, guys. David Sachs said this, and this was a tweet about 10 hours ago, and of course Brad Garlinghouse has some things to say about this as well. But look, I was honored to appear with Senator Tim Scott, Rap Frenchhill, and John Boozman, and the Congress to discuss how the Trump administration and Congress will work together to support digital assets as President Trump directed in his week 1 EO. And again, that tells you everything you need to know which direction. People are so fast to come out and say, Trump has been in the office for a few weeks now and nothing is happening. No, there's a lot happening. These things never happen in crypto. And now that there's executive orders being signed for crypto innovation within the industry and clarity coming towards this industry, that speaks for itself. And the fact that David Sachs is out here talking to the Congress about the Trump administration and how they want crypto innovation to stay within the US and expand, that tells you which direction we're really going. And that's what Brad Garlinghouse really kind of goes on. You can see any criticism of today's press conference is absolutely missing the forest for the trees. Having the chair of Senate Banking, the chair of House Financial Services, the chair of Senate AG, and the chair of House AG join the crypto czar to commit to passing legislation for crypto clarity is 100% a big deal and something we haven't seen before. Exactly what I've just said. People are very, fast to, talk about only the price. People only focus on the price. What's happening with the price right now? And, just completely neglect, what's happening in a grand scheme of things. And, that's something that I will be here to, remind you guys on a day-to-day basis. And here we are really seeing things being done. But moving forward, Coinbase urges U.S. regulators to remove barriers for banks to trade custody and outsourced crypto services. And your boy Crypto ZX has called this from the beginning, before Trump even came into the office. We're actually going to see, again, this cryptos are things that are happening, the EOs that are being signed. I really do believe, this is not far off. This is not far-fetched by any means. I think, we're very near, where there is a time where, these major banks start, offering custody services, trading services, for their clients, within, the crypto industry. And again, this is going to be not just huge for these major banks as well, but it's also, huge for crypto industry to expand to, that mainstream level. Right now, banking is, the way people interact, with their finances most of the time. 99% of the people have a bank account, and some people don't like having to worry about, self custody on their own. So this is where banks really come in and come start offering, crypto assets, crypto products to their clients. And the likes of Ripple could really pop in this image. RLUSD could be implemented, and people that want exposure in stable coins could do so easily. And of course, the banking infrastructure. Again, the list goes on and on, but the potential, we got to look at the potential. It's definitely there, and the puzzle pieces are all aligning, as we know. So moving forward, today was a big day. You could see, let's kind of go above. So you could see the changes were widely expected following the departure of Chair Gary Gensler. Acting Chair Mark and Commissioner Hester Peirce have long been critical of the SEC's crypto enforcement efforts. Peirce is now the head of new crypto task force that aims to develop comprehensive rules for the industry. The task force now has its own webpage on the SEC website. Its initial list of priorities will include examining different types of digital assets to define the security/commodity status, identifying areas outside of the SEC's purview, working on a potential safe harbor for tokens, establishing an appropriate custody regime, and so on. This never existed before. And this is what people were frustrated about, especially with this SEC and Ripple lawsuit, which made absolutely no sense. But I think for that specific lawsuit, the launch of this is quite bullish in my opinion. I think we could be coming closer to the end of that lawsuit. Moving forward, Stuart, Ripple's top lawyer, has headed praise on Peirce, claiming that she remained a steady voice for regulatory sanity during the previous administration crusade against crypto. Today's memo is another rapid step towards turning the page of the mess we all inherited. Stuart said that he was looking forward to finally having a coffee with Peirce in 2025. The new SEC administration was preparing to freeze and potentially drop some non-fraud crypto cases. Could XRP the Ripple and SEC case be the one that actually ends up being dropped? Let me know in the comments down below, because if that happens, I think XRP breaks towards all-time highs, in my opinion. But moving forward, let's take a look at what's happening with the price, because of course, people want to know, what in the world is happening with the price. So, if you guys are looking at the dominance index here, the dominance index is pretty much on the verge of yet again breaking towards the upside. We actually went up to the likes of 61.66%. But yeah, it's still quite high. Nothing to be getting super excited about, and I've been quite clear on that. And also, the XRPL network actually went down for an hour earlier. I think that's also causing a little bit of a panic within the price of XRP. But what's it called? Schwartz did come out and David Schwartz did come out and kind of clear that whole situation. So if you have not, I would suggest you guys to go on Twitter and kind of read about that. But looking at BTC here, let's actually look at Bitcoin on the hourly time frame. It's quite simple, guys. I'm not going to take too much of your time on the Bitcoin side of things. You can see, BTC is currently sitting at $97,600, and obviously significant amount of support around this range. But I'm sorry, we're sitting below this key resistance at 97,700. And I've said several times how important that level really was for support, and we're actually sitting below it. Since then, the price has tried to break out over the last few hours, but having a little bit of a hard time. And, honestly, we're not out of the woods. If we're sitting below this key support, there's still a high chance, believe it or not, for the price of BTC to make its way back down to 92.5. I still think that, and I am sticking to my overall take. If it's able to obviously reclaim back above this key resistance, starts heading up to that six-figure price point, slowly but gradually, making its way back up towards all-time highs, great. But if not, still a chance that we do see a flush back down to 92.5. Might not happen like straight like what we've seen over the last 48 hours, but might be a gradual slow move towards the downside. And again, that's something I want you guys to be aware of. But with that said, let's really analyze and take a look at what's happening with XRP's price. A lot of manipulation occurring, within the crypto industry right now. But with that said, we have seen two different Yes, I repeat, two different retests within the 23.6. So far, so good. Obviously, we haven't really seen that close. You guys know the importance of the close. I've seen it on a daily basis. You want to see this right here, something like this occurring. So how does that happen? Obviously, we need to obviously get back into the 23.6 first, step one, and then kind of consolidate like this. If it's able to do that, great stuff. Great stuff. And then of course, I think could start heading up to the like so that $2.80 key resistance, and off we go back to pretty much where we were prior to this massive correction. Part of the game, obviously no one really likes to focus on these types of moves. People only want to focus on parabolic type of moves, but this is part of the game. Sometimes you do see these swings, and again, you can listen from someone that is coming almost 9 years in this crypto space, and like I said, this is part of the game. And sometimes, people are completely ignoring the fact that these types of moves don't doesn't mean that you're going to see the prices go back towards all-time highs or yearly highs right away. You might see consolidation for a month or two, and see several different rejections on the way up before we actually see that major breakout that people want to see. So again, these are some factors we need to keep in mind, but we need to understand the price of XRP at $2.51. Yes, it's not at where people want to see. People want to see it at $3. And again, this should be a learning lesson for everyone to lock in profits when you see them. Don't listen to the trolls in the comments saying don't lock in profits. It's always good to lock in profits. If your gut tells you this is too much money that you cannot afford to lose, then again, as I've said 1,000 times, that is the best sign for you to lock some profits. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. Love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you later. Been CryptoZX, and peace out.